suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire. With crimson secrets and forbidden bliss, can't stay still, don't stop that thrill. My bones crave your skin, temptation within, mistakes ignite the silence. Nightmares creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire. Yeah.
All right. I'm unmuting Discord. I'm unmuting everything. All right, we're live, bro. We're on there.
All right. Welcome everybody. Those two nerds, episode 68. We are back as always. 5 days till turkey murder. Um, how's everybody doing today? I am Vera Coach.
And I am Nictus from Nictus Plays Games, and
Yep,
this
and
we are those two nerds.
those two nerds. Yeah, I mean, as always, Jess and Nick's Wild World. Welcome.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. That's recent friend. They have a pretty sweet Animal Crossing page on Instagram, and they followed me on Twitch. So that's awesome. Give a shout out if you're on Instagram. Go check them out. Same username.
Well, welcome. Obviously, we always like new people here,
This is
and
first time here, so welcome.
yeah, exactly. Welcome. If you want to kind of brief rundown, brief summary of what we do, we just talk about nerdy stuff. We kind of just sit here, chat about our lives. It's really
Yeah.
like it's like an ASMR stream. Just kidding. It's not. It's nothing like that. Like I'm not gonna start
Well,
tapping on my microphone and be like,
no.
the cat goes meow, and like no, it's not gonna be
No,
like put
like
you to sleep.
our show used to be more like news and what was going on, and then COVID
Yeah.
happened, and then everything got delayed, and then we realized that other people just do the news better, so we just figured we'd get up here and talk about what was going on in our lives and things that we're excited about and things that we're doing, and for whatever reason, people are still showing up every week to watch, so, you know.
And I mean, with that, I mean, we still talk about news. It's just our own take on it. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not like the a local man robs a convenience store. And okay, and our next topic, no, it's like, dude, if I was that guy, like I would have went for the register and made sure I took a hostage situation. But,
Hostage
like,
situation.
yeah, but uh,
Everybody that's joining in, thanks. We're up to 8 viewers on all of our channels. Thanks a lot. We
yeah,
appreciate it.
seriously, yeah, everybody.
Yeah, let's get chat going today. What's everybody's plans for Thanksgiving with in the world of COVID? Are you guys staying at home, staying away from people? Or are you going to try and push your luck with the small gatherings? Even that goes kind of against
The rules and
the
restrictions.
state and local and government guidelines in pretty much every country.
Yeah.
Um, I think that yeah. What are your guys' plans? Are you guys bummed out or you guys excited or?
See, I know personally from my side, like what you guys are answering. Like I know we're doing Thanksgiving and stuff. It's still small. I think like the most amount of people we're gonna have there is maybe like 15.
Yeah, and I think
And
most
it's
of
all
them are. I think
it's
most of
all
them are wearing
fair.
masks too, except for when
It's
we're
yeah,
eating.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean it's all fair. Well, fair. It's all family. So and I mean, like I said, I don't know. We're not. Some of us in the family are a little touchy feely, but it's just because they're brothers and they like to touch each other.
well,
Um,
I mean, but in all fairness, most of us are working from home.
yeah, that's
Most
true.
of us are not really being exposed to a lot of people in the outside world. I mean, I had a 3 foot rule around me long before COVID. Now it's a 6 foot bubble. So I mean, I do
You're vibing.
pickup.
You're vibing.
I do like a lot of pickups from stores. I don't like to go
Oh
into
yeah.
places if I can. I have stuff
I
delivered,
mean,
so
my thing is this is it's like a comfort level in my opinion. Like I'm a person that's and I mean me and you both think the same way is like if you're not comfortable, don't go.
I
Nobody's
agree.
gonna nobody's gonna challenge you on it. This is like the first year if you want to be a stay at home body, like and be like, I don't really want like even if you're like, ooh, tap the microphone a little too hard. Even if you don't want to go out and not because of COVID, you just really don't want to go out, you can make the excuse I'm scared of COVID.
Yeah.
Um,
It's not even like an excuse. Like it's
yeah.
legitimate.
Well, I was saying like if you're not even scared of COVID, you just don't really want to go to
And I
Thanksgiving or
mean,
like
honestly,
Christmas
you should
Eve.
kind of respect the fact that it's still
Yeah.
going on, and if you
Oh
don't feel
yeah.
comfortable, this is probably
Uh,
the first. I get what you're saying. This is probably going to be like one of the first and only times in your entire life that
yeah.
if you really dread going and doing the holidays with your family, that you can be like,
You
nope,
don't have to
COVID.
go.
I
Yeah.
have to stay home for 14 days. I don't know. I may have been exposed, and they're not even going to question you. Go, oh no, you need to keep your diseased ass at home, and that's what they're going to say.
Yeah. I mean,
So
my personal take right now, like, um, I do I do go to the store. Wear my mask. I still do pick up. I think I've sat down in less than 5 restaurants. Like actually sat down.
I haven't been in any restaurants since COVID. Not one. Not to
That's
sit down
true.
and eat.
That's not
No,
true.
we went to the Mexican place the one time.
Yeah, that
But
was when I moved into my house. COVID was real.
that was the only time. That's the only time I've been in a restaurant since
Yeah,
then.
and it's not good. I don't really care.
And I think the only other time I did was in the summertime when it was still nice outside and we sat on a patio and
Yeah.
there was nobody else around us.
Uh,
So
so in the UK, we're just going to stay at home. We got isolated until the 30th because someone in my son's class tested positive for COVID. So, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I mean, obviously the majority of things are that, you know, if you get COVID, you'll probably live. It's got a high success rate, but it's more or less for me. Like it's the factor of, okay, I'm good. So I say I get it and I'm fine. Like all I get is like a running or, you know, some congestion. But
right.
like I go give it to my 70-year-old grandfather and this guy dies. Like, could you live with that for your rest of your life? Like, I killed my grandpa. Like everybody in the family knows. You were shunned at all Christmas parties. Like it's just not a good time. Like you just don't want to be that guy.
No.
uh, but as for your son and yourself, hopefully
Yeah,
you,
hopefully everybody's all right and
yeah,
you guys
still
get
make a
through it
meal.
okay. And
Still make a meal. Like I mean, get like some turkey or something. I don't know. Make turkey
some
sandwiches.
instant mashed potatoes.
Yeah, like
It'll
find
be
stuff.
fine. No
Uh,
one cares. You know, they're gonna be like, "This is awesome." So, but no, I hope everybody is cool, and I hope you guys feel better, and like there is no problems. But I mean, it definitely is real. I don't know anyone that actually has. I know people who now personally like know them. They're not just people I know of or have heard of. I actually know a couple of people now personally that have tested positive for it,
yeah.
and it's like it's a scary thing, but like I still keep in touch with him on Facebook and stuff. I'm like, hey man, how are you guys doing? It's him and his wife, and I'm like, are you guys feeling all right? Are you guys taking care of yourselves? I mean, are you guys feeling like really bad? Are you guys doing everything you're supposed to do? Is there anything that you guys need me to do? And I mean, they're doing great. I mean, fortunately, they were
Yeah.
already relatively healthy people to begin with, and
So
they got tested pretty early. They didn't sit around and screw around with it when he started feeling just like a little bit not good, like a little like a smidgen. He's like, nope, go to the doctor. Let's go get a test. Let's go get it figured out.
yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, there's nothing wrong with the knowing, like going up, getting a rapid test or whatever, and stuff like that. I mean, there's people out there that I won't name names. I heard a story, and I will share it. That some managers didn't really handle COVID very well, and they came into work anyway, knowing that they had it.
Yep.
And some of the employees said, "Fuck that! I am staying at home now because I don't even care if I don't even have it. You knew you had it. You still came to work. Blah blah blah."
I mean,
Like,
it's completely irresponsible. It's the same kind of thing that even before this, if you had a cold or a flu
uh,
or and you
well,
and you know that
that was
you're not
everybody's
feeling
bitch
okay,
fest. Yeah, yeah,
then stay home. But I understand that a lot of companies, especially here in the States, here in America, the way that a lot of companies view their employees being sick is utter crap. If you call off, it's like you're the worst person. Your coworkers are mad at you. Your boss
oh, you
sometimes
always feel
doesn't want to
bad.
hear any kind of excuse for it.
You
Not
always
all
feel bad.
companies give you sick leave, so you either just lose pay for the day, and it's garbage. I'm really hoping that after all of this, they start to realize that when people don't feel good, they should stay
So
home.
so with this, I know personally at our work, like when this is early. This is early COVID stages. This is early, like this is right when we got pretty much sent home. We had like 2 weeks of working at home. Our guy came out and he was like, "Hey, we're gonna try to come back to the office 2 months from now, but we're gonna go under the honor roll policy. If you don't feel well, you stay home. Like no questions asked. Like you just stay home. You will be paid for it. You can work. You don't even have to use PTO if you're
Yeah.
just not feeling well. You can work from home. And I think the nice thing about this is I think the revolutionary like everybody works from home type job style now. I think that's going to be more of a thing you're going to see in a lot of companies because one, I mean, it's already proven at our work we're 55% more productive working from home than we were in the office. They've already ran the stats on that, and they're like trying to basically sit down and like decide like, hey, is this a permanent thing we want to do? And
It's
it works because like if I'm sick, if I have the common cold, Well, I don't want to go to work. One, I just don't want to go in. One, because you're going to be known as the guy that came in sick, got everybody
Yep.
else sick. So think about it this way: if I could work my 8 hours from home, where oh man, I'm gonna go make some chicken noodle soup real quick, or I'm gonna go do this. Like I don't have to worry about getting anybody else sick. 8 hours less PTO I had to use.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many benefits. Like I mean,
But I want you to think back to when you
yeah,
worked at Dave and Buster's.
yeah.
And if you were sick and you called off,
Oh, dude, it was
you
so
just didn't
bad.
make any, you didn't make any money that day. They were just like,
Yeah. Oh,
well,
100%.
okay, and they almost kind of like gave you an attitude, like, oh yeah, I bet I'm gonna need a doctor's note from you for me
So
being sick.
So yeah, they would request doctor's notes. They would do all this. I mean, and you know, it's no shame to them because in the serving industry, your whole business runs off the servers. Like one server not being there, oh yeah, you're probably going to be okay. I mean, when you get slammed, it's going to suck because it's like probably one extra table for everybody. But when you get slammed because there's multiple people calling off, like that was the biggest thing on the weekends. Like weekend evenings, basically Saturday night, everybody goes out and drinks. I don't care who you are. If you're a server, you go out and drink. Even if you're not a drinker, you go out and drink. And then Sunday morning, you might have 3 or 4 call offs in the morning because those people that were supposed to come in to open just don't show up. And that's how, and like I said, it's one of those things where yeah, it sucks not getting paid, and yeah, you're just out money. And I feel really
Your
bad.
situation is a whole lot different now too. Like if you miss,
Oh, dude,
I want you to think about this. If you missed a week's worth of work, if you missed 5 days of pay,
okay.
you have a mortgage now. You have
Oh yeah.
bills now. You didn't
Oh
have a
yeah.
mortgage back then.
Now, mind you, I wouldn't
You
have
didn't
never
have
done
vet
that.
bills and grocery bills and like I mean you bought food, but it was different.
But
Like
I mean, my
it's
thing is
different.
this.
Imagine losing an entire week's worth of pay with no money.
I mean, you're right. I mean, what I'm trying to say is like, obviously, my lifestyle now is different
Way
because of the
different.
job. Because of the job I have now. When I worked at Dave and Buster's, I was on like a $1,200 a month budget. Like I knew I was getting pretty much like as long as I worked the hours I was going to work, I was going to get $1,200 rough, give or take. You know how well people were that month of tipping me, and now like I shake off $1,200 like it's the job. Like
Yeah,
it's like
dude, I
it's
know.
like 14 it's like $1,400 credit card bill. Paid it off.
Well, it's like
14.
the mortgage comes in now, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, it's whatever. And by the time that I pay
Yeah.
the mortgage and all the utility bills and stuff, like 2 years ago, I probably would have been sad to have to write that check every month for all
Yeah.
that stuff. But now I'm just like, you know what? I
I
can walk around naked anywhere I
see,
want to in my whole
see,
house now.
like
It's great.
my thing with like paying like bills in my opinion is like you don't think about it as much. It doesn't sting as hard as like
It does.
man.
That first
It
one,
does.
the first
It
mortgage
does.
payment,
It does.
it made
It
me
does.
weep. I was like, I don't want to. I changed my mind.
It does, but like then when it becomes like a habit, like you just don't care as much. But like
It
if I
hasn't
was
really
like
become a habit for me yet. I've only paid the mortgage here twice.
twice, yeah, but
So
I
it
mean
has not
it's
become a habit yet.
but my thing is like if I was gonna go out and drop $900 on, you know, fixing my car or something unexpected, it stings. Like it hurts.
It
You're like
does.
you're sitting there contemplating everything out there.
Let's get caught
Uh,
up on chat here. Plus, if you work from
yeah.
home, you get more gaming time when you clock off. That's so true, Jess. That's
Oh, I
so
see.
true.
I've so
Especially
right
with
now.
dual monitors, you can like game in between your work and
Not
stuff,
if
you
you're
know?
not if you're on the VPN. I mean, unless you had your PS4 hooked up. If you had your PS4 hooked up, you can do it.
I do have my PS4 hooked up. So
So with working from home, I know personally, like I save so much time. One, I get to sleep in more. I get like an extra 30 to 40 minutes of sleep a
that
day.
extra 30 to 40 minutes of sleep matters though. It really does.
Oh, it does. But when I come, like I figured right now, I save around 2 to 2.5 hours a day. Like I get back 2 to 2.5 hours because I'm not sitting in a car ride to
Yep.
work. I'm not sitting in traffic. I'm not having to get up, you know, get ready and all that stuff. Like a lot of times what I do for because our first meeting's at 10 a.m. every day. So I get up around 8:30 and I'll kind of work for like an hour and a half. After my first meeting that's like 15 minutes long, I go and take a shower and I actually get ready for the day. Like it's just more of like I feel more productive and you're right. more time to game. I mean, just
More
think about it.
time to do anything.
You're
Like
saving
we were
2
talking
hours.
about it. You could be sitting there working, and then you go,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm going to take my break, get up, walk around for a couple minutes. I think I'll go throw a load of laundry, and I think I'll lay out something for dinner that that was in the freezer that that way
Well,
I can
yeah.
get that ready to go. Or maybe I'll run the vacuum cleaner upstairs because I'm home and it needs to be run. So
So yeah, instead of devoting your Saturdays and your Sundays to cleaning the house or doing all these excess chores that Monday through Friday you just don't feel like doing, you can't. Like I know in the fall time, like summer fall, I mean cutting the grass. I cut it during my lunch break. Go outside and cut it real quick. Come back inside, shower, and go back to work. Um, I mean everything is. Have you taken a meeting poop yet? No, because I've heard all the horror stories, by the way, of like people that left their camera on. But we don't use cameras. Like our jobs actually like doesn't really care if you don't use one. And sleep is so important. Oh my God. Like I know for a fact if I had to go into the office, like to get off at the time I want to get off at 4 o'clock, I'd have to be there by 7.
yep.
Or get up at 7 and leave my
And
house by 7:15.
you're gonna have to get up by like 5:30, 6 o'clock to even get there by 7. So
Oh yeah. Like I personally love working from home, and I think it makes my girlfriend jealous. She's a nurse. It makes her really jealous because I'm not. I think a lot of companies.
she's so
Uh,
good at her job, though, man. I
oh
mean,
yeah, for
and she
sure.
really, I mean, she
Oh, I
dreads it,
respect it.
but
I
man,
respect
she's
anybody
so
right
good at
now.
her job, and she really loves it when she goes.
Anybody from the nursing side to I don't care if you work at fucking Taco Bell. If you still go into work, I respect the hell out of you
I do
because
too.
like you don't you don't. I mean, yeah, obviously you. I mean, you still go to work, but like for me,
Every day, 5 days a
for
week.
for me, I get to sit back here in my nice, comfy gaming chair. I mean, look at Twitter all day if I want to. I mean, like, and I mean, essentially, dick off. I mean, there's because you just have that free time. You can get more work done. But people that still go to work and they're dealing with this. I mean, because some people just don't care. I mean, you could be working with somebody that just doesn't really care about COVID, doesn't believe in masks, and they just don't do the things that they should do, and that's not okay.
I feel like at that point, as shitty of a thing as this is going to be, natural selection. I feel like if
Oh,
you want to be one of those people who don't believe that it's a real thing and you want to go out and lick doorknobs, I mean that's your business.
the lick ice cream phenomenon that
I mean
happened for a little bit.
as sad as that is, and I don't wish anybody harm, but it's just, I feel the same about people that they don't heed the warning labels on things, or they don't use common sense about
Yeah,
throwing their hairdryer in the bathtub with them while there's water in
yeah,
the tub. I mean, like,
yeah,
that's a
yeah.
terrible, shitty thing to say. And you know me, I don't want anybody to get sick or die
Oh
or be
yeah, for
killed. I
sure.
want everybody to live forever, except for
Hope,
these scalpers on these PS5s. We're
hope,
gonna talk about that in a minute too.
hope
Um,
Aaron's boss isn't watching. So, I mean, our boss, like my boss is awesome. If he was watching, I would definitely give him a shout out. He's awesome. He's the person that's like, I don't care how long it takes you. I don't care how fast you get it done. If it gets done, I mean, how can I be mad at you? I mean, if that's
you
just how you
can't
work, like,
if
like,
you have a certain amount of workload and you get it
mhm.
done in 4 hours.
Yeah. I mean, I
You did
have,
everything I wanted you to get done. How can I
yeah,
be upset at you?
I have three monitors. I have Twitter on one, Code on the first one, and Twitch on the other one. And people are like, "How in the fuck do you focus on this code?" I don't. I just
It's
it's.
because you have ADD. You always have.
Oh yeah.
Like
I
when you
mean,
had one monitor, you always would like split your monitor with like the picture in picture, and then when you got two monitors, you used to have two or three things on the second monitor that you were watching all the time, and you'd be on your phone too. Like you'd be doing all these things, and then you'd be on your phone looking at
listen to
whatever
other shit. Yeah, I mean, it's
other
just like,
things. Sometimes you'd be watching two completely different Twitch things, one on your TV, one on your monitor, one on your phone. And I'm like, how
yeah.
can you
I
watch
mean,
all that stuff? It's like sensory overload. Like I can't handle
I
it.
mean, it's just like, but like with working from home, like, I mean, there's just there's a comfort level. I mean, there's multiple times where I walk over to Kroger and I'll go get like a one of their drinks or something like that, and I'll
For
come
those
back
not
home.
local in the
Yeah,
Midwest
it's
in
like
the
it's
United
like
States, Kroger is like
it's a grocery store, just a
they're like
grocery
a
store.
basically an all-purpose grocery store. It's a big chain of stores. They
Yeah.
mainly sell groceries.
Yeah, but like they have like Starbucks in there. I mean, stuff like that. Like I'll go get because I hate coffee, but they're like refresher lemonade drinks or whatever they have there. So freaking good.
All right,
with the
I'm
fruit.
gonna scroll up here through some chat. We've missed a few. Let's
I've
see.
been stuck in.
Adulting
Okay.
sucks. Yes, it
Yeah.
does. I'm surprised Kevin puts on pants for the podcast. Who's to say I'm wearing any, bro? You'll never know because you can only see me from the.
stand up. Stand up. Check. That's what we got to do. You just gotta.
I can't be standing up. Let's see. I have been stuck in my home for almost 9 months now, and I'm going insane. Yeah, I
mean,
think the last time that I heard you got to leave the house is when you got to come over for the 24-hour D&D stream, bro.
I
Which
mean,
we had a blast. It was a good time. I had a lot of fun. So
yeah. So with that, like staying home, I have a buddy that codes. Like he wakes up every morning at 5 in the morning and codes for 3 hours before he works, like on a side project, and then orders. He only leaves to go pick up his groceries, and that's it.
yeah,
Like that's his whole life. I'm like, dude, you're a fucking robot. Love you to death, but you're a robot. I don't know how you
see,
do that.
Jess and Nick's. I'm a guitar teacher, but I mainly do lessons through Skype and Zoom. That's pretty cool.
If
Um, if you can
I'm,
manage to do
yeah,
what you're doing
yeah,
from home, and I
yeah.
think that's great. I think that's awesome. I have no musical inclination at all, so bravo, congrats to you. Um,
Pre-cal can suck a fat one. That's true. I never took pre-cal, but it can suck a fat one. Every 10 minutes of
um,
extra sleep is worth it. Sleep
oh
is
yeah,
life.
sleep
I
is
work in
life.
my
We agree.
jammies. Hey, I'll put it this way. That's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you don't have to turn that video camera on, fuck it. That's my opinion. Like,
And if you have to turn it on and they don't like what they see, that's their problem. As long as you got
uh,
clothes on.
I'll never forget. I mean, on Twitter, like kindergarten person, and like I'm like, how did somebody record this? But kindergarten's on this Zoom call for like school in kindergarten, and like his mom walks in butt ass naked, and like is getting dressed for the day, and like this teacher's like, Terrence, get your mama off the camera. And I'm like, Jesus. But I mean, that's the horror stories. Like, I mean, the one guy from the news channel like is getting fired because he was making his willy during a Zoom call,
Wow.
and they like busted him. I'm like, are you guys that dumb? Like, you can't just like, I'm going to the bathroom.
You
Like,
okay? I
you could have
mean,
went in the other room in the house.
there's like a lot of things that we could talk about that, but I think we all kind of agree. Why are you doing that during work time hours anyway? You shouldn't be doing that at all during work time hours. If that's really the need that you need to maybe go see a therapist or something because you
Okay,
probably have
well,
an addiction.
now here, I mean, there was a dick involved. I mean, my thing with it is this is like, uh, I get it. Not during work. I mean, I'm okay with this. Like, it's
I
not
guess
that
my
like
mindset is from the hours of 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
not if you work from home. Not if
I,
you work from
I
home.
think even if I was working from home,
No,
my focus
no,
is like I'm doing work stuff.
I'm telling you, no, it's not. It won't be. I mean, I even said the same thing. Like, it's the fact that you have so much freedom. Like, you could get up and go downstairs and make a fucking sandwich at any time. Where at like work, like you would never do something like that. There's so many things you wouldn't do that you do at home that you wouldn't do at work. So like people that I guess for whatever reason you get that urge because let's be honest, most likely somebody's significant other is working from home as well too. And they're like, we got 15 minutes, we can chop, let's go. And it could happen. Okay. That's all I'm trying to say. Like if you feel the need to fondle yourself during work hours, I mean, just go in another
Go to
room.
the
Like,
bathroom and
yeah.
wash your hands, you
You don't
filthy
even have to
animal.
go
I
to
mean,
you don't even have to go to
Jesus.
the bathroom. You could go in your fucking living room. Just go away from your computer to where nobody can see you.
That's.
Answer an email while you're on the toilet. I mean, that's fine. I mean, I answer messages while like
I
I'll
mean,
check it.
this is yeah. I'll tell you what. This is why sometimes I don't answer your FaceTimes because you're notorious for being on the shitter when you FaceTime people. You're notorious for it.
I mean,
Don't act like you've never done it. Dude,
that's
you've done it
fine.
to me more than once.
I don't show you my pooping face.
No, you're just sitting there and you're like, hey, and I can clearly see where you're at. And I'm like, man, are you serious? He's like, what?
I mean, it's just I'm comfortable with you.
I realize that I'm comfortable with you too,
I
but you don't
trust
need to
you.
see you don't need to see what I'm doing in the bathroom. I wouldn't FaceTime you. If I needed to talk to you, I'd just put you on.
What's
I'd just
funny is
call
I
you.
don't. I mean, yeah, I don't show my strain face because if I showed my strain face, then it gets weird.
Let's see. We're up to 10 viewers. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate you. That
Some
that that Bob, that Bob Ross emote is pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, yeah, it's Bob Ross. I mean, anything Bob Ross.
That's pretty
They,
dope.
they're just some happy little trees now.
Speaking of Bob Ross, um, supposedly this is the rumor that I heard going
He's
around the
not
rumor
dead.
mill. No, he's dead, unfortunately. I wish that was not true, but they're going to be doing some of his artwork, like his
Yeah,
actual artwork pieces, and they're going to put them on magic cards for the lands.
pretty cool.
I think that's a pretty cool idea. I would buy them if they're in a
Uh,
set or if they come in packs or whatever. I think
Bob
that's pretty neat.
Bob Ross like lands and sleeves. Oh,
Yeah, I think that'd look cool. Like I'm not sure where they got them from
like on
or
the back of them, they just say "Happy Little Trees" or like it's all forest. It's all
I don't
forest.
remember him ever actually doing anything like an island though, but maybe he did. I know that he did stuff with like mountains and hills and
Dude,
pine
I've
trees and
always,
stuff.
I'm not gonna lie, like I've always wanted to like know how to like paint and like do one of his, because like apparently if you like follow along with him,
Yeah.
it turns out like
Your
pretty
first
okay.
couple probably won't, but you get better. I mean, that's why he did the show every week,
Yeah,
you
so
know?
like I really want to try it. Like, I mean, I
Well,
want to
there's
sit there.
only I mean that dude was only on the air for like
I
I
mean,
don't know how many years. It was a long time. He did hundreds of episodes of that show, and you should go get you some painting supplies and just do it. Like make your COVID time at home, learn a new skill. See,
he
I
had
have a lot of
30,
skills. Or
he had 31 seasons.
yeah, probably he was on the TV for a long. He would have kept doing it if he hadn't gotten sick, man.
Oh my God. He had 31 seasons. It aired from 1983 to 94.
I was just a wee little lad when he first got on the air.
I wasn't even a
Hey, that's my emote. Thank you. I appreciate that.
wasn't even a thought in my dad's balls yet by that time. Like,
No, your dad would have only been
I mean, that's when Danny was born.
in
94.
83? No.
No, 94.
83 was when my sister was born.
94 is when his show ended. But
Yeah.
would you guys want to see a Bob Ross painting, like painting stream? Sit there and follow along to Bob Ross.
I won't lie. I would watch that.
Oh, it'd be so fun.
If you decide that
I
if you want to do a Bob Ross stream, I would watch that. No
I'd have
lie,
to-
I
I'd have to-
definitely would watch it.
I'd have to sit there and talk like him too. Be like, oh, these are just some. happy
I
little
I would
trees."
watch that. I don't care how long you're on the air. You could do 7 hours of painting like Bob Ross. I would watch that. No
I
lie.
already told you. I want to take all of your Legos away from you.
Why?
Because I want to build them.
But they're mine.
I'll build them and then I'll let you display them at your house.
That's bullshit. Half the fun of Legos is building the things.
Then build them with me.
Okay, we can build them together.
Like we should. I've seen actually a lot of people. Well, I shouldn't say a lot of people. A lot of people have great success doing those streams. Sitting there,
Like
listen,
building Lego things?
listen to music and building Legos. People find it like aesthetically pleasing.
What's the most insane Lego piece you've ever made? Well, I'll be honest with you. I love Legos. And if I had a bunch of room to do Legos, my whole house would be full of Legos. But since I just now got a house and Legos are expensive, I gave up my Lego passion for video games. So I haven't actually built a lot of them. Now I've helped my nieces build a few of them, like some princess forest houses and
They were his.
nothing insane, nothing insanely difficult. But the biggest set I have right now, I have one of the original Millennium Falcon sets. I've never put it together. I kind of
Could,
want
could,
to.
you- could you imagine that?
Person, I'd love to get the Death Star. I don't have it,
Could
but
you
I'd love
imagine?
it.
Could you imagine? Like beer and Legos. Like
Yeah.
get a drunk stream of just building
That
Legos.
should be a thing. And why is that not a thing? You know, my friend, he does a stream now, not on Twitch. He does it on Facebook. It's called Kitchen Karaoke. So he sits there while he's cooking things and he sings karaoke songs. It's the most brilliant thing I've ever seen. And I don't know if it's originally his idea or if he's like borrowing it off of someone else. But Edward, if you're
Yeah.
out there, I watched your stream thing, the one that you did this morning when you were cooking breakfast stuff. It was brilliant. And actually, one hell of a good singer. He's
Yeah.
a hell of a good karaoke singer.
Jess, What kind of rum do you drink?
It
Because
doesn't matter. I like rum.
I'm a liquor person myself. I hate beer. Can't stand beer. Like I refuse to drink it. So I only drink like liquor. And I love rum.
I
I
love
like
rum.
rum. I love rum and some whiskeys, some vodka.
I've
Literally
been
anything. It
drinking a
don't matter.
lot of I've been drinking a
Jaeger
lot
bomb.
of
This
Jaeger
guy,
bombs.
this guy's talking like he drinks all the time. Like
Dude,
Jaeger. I
you
mean,
ain't
maybe
supposed to be. You ain't old enough to be drinking, bro.
the only part of the Jaeger bomb that you're drinking is probably the Red Bull. Dark spice rum. Love the Kraken. Release the Kraken. I like
I
it.
love Kraken. Kraken is good.
I actually,
I like coconut rum too. I like Malibu a lot. I like Lady Bly, which is like a cheaper version
did
of
you just say
Captain Morgan's.
Malibu? Did you say Malibu rum?
Malibu rum, man. I'll tell
What?
you what. I've been drinking Malibu rum now for the last like month. I've been making some fruity orange and pineapple Malibu rum drinks because I kind of miss it being warm weather outside. So
Nah, son. I drink that wild turkey. You don't drink any
wild
of that
turkey.
straight from the bottle. You know what? I will gladly drop off a shot of wild turkey and watch you cry when you take a shot of that. Because I don't think you can handle it. You have no hair on your chest.
I don't know, man. He's pretty manly now. I
You
mean,
might be pretty
he's
manly.
officially one of our D&D friends. So
I mean, that's fine.
I can't wait to get back in person and do D&D in person. I miss it, man.
You don't miss it.
I miss playing in person.
You
I
just
do.
miss me. You just miss me.
I do miss you, but you know, we'll be
Yeah.
back in the studio soon.
Oh yeah,
So
for sure.
I guess what was it? I was telling you about it earlier today. PS5s on Best Buy. Best Buy dropped PS5s at like 3 or 4 in the morning, like out of nowhere. No one knew it was happening, and the people like the Insomniac people who just happened to be up, they got them. So bravo to anybody that got one. Congrats. I was sleeping.
Yeah.
What's
was
really
sleeping.
funny is I was up right before they went live, and then I was up again after they were already up. But I didn't, for whatever reason, I just didn't check the internet because I was like, nothing's happening this time in the morning. So, but I don't know if you read this, but in Florida and California, and maybe some other places, the police have been posting warnings about people setting up online meetings with people to like sell their PS5s. They said you need to be cautious because I guess a few people have been beat up and robbed.
Yeah.
And it's happened both ways where the people who bought the lot of PS5s, they went to a place to meet a person, they got beat up, and the person took their PS5. And I'm sorry, it's really fucking funny. Because the one guy for sure that got beat up, not only got beat up, but got robbed because he had made like 3 other deliveries. So this dude had over $3,000 cash on him and a couple other consoles in his car. They took all of his consoles, they took all of his money, and he got beat up. I mean, he had some more at home, but clearly he was using a bot to buy all these, and I feel no sympathy for scalpers who get their ass beat and their stuff taken from them. Sorry.
I mean, I don't know, man.
It's
Like,
funny. I'm sorry, it's hilarious. I think it's funny.
It depends on how
Took
much
his PS5s.
No, it depends on how much they're selling them for.
No, there's no excuse.
Yes.
No.
I mean, if I'm selling them for $1,500 and I get my ass beat, yeah, you deserve it.
I don't know what he's selling
But
for.
if
It doesn't
you're like,
matter.
if you got one and you're selling it for $600, $650, cool.
I can
Like
buy
you-
them all day right now for $600, man. I don't want to. It kind of defeats the whole. It's the principle of the matter, and I've told you this before.
It's
Scalpers will
fine.
keep scalping as long as people buy the shit off of them.
It's called supply and demand. GG.
And the thing is that they sell enough of them that they make enough profit that even when the supply is or the demand meets the supply finally, they can sell them for what they bought them for, and they don't care because they already made all their money. They already made profit.
I just couldn't imagine being the guy that got his PS5 from a bot, and then he's like, "Oh man, I'm about to cash out today." He gets his ass beat. Now he doesn't have a PS5.
He ain't
Now
got
he's
no
out-
money, and he ain't got no PS5.
Well, because let's be honest here. I guarantee you, most of the people that are buying them stole their mama's credit card or something. Like they still live in their fucking basement. They're 40 years old, and like they're like, "Haha, mom, trust me, I have this great business idea." You come back, you have a black eye, and she's like, "Oh, where's the money?"
I'm sorry. I don't really feel sympathy for some of these people because, like I said, it's 2020. eBay and like Craigslist and
Yeah.
Facebook Marketplace. These are not new concepts. These are not new ideas. If you go all by yourself to go meet some stranger in an alley or meet some dude in a parking lot in the
Dude.
middle of the night or go to some person's house or have some stranger come to your house, that's kind of your fault. Like, if you don't go do something like that, I don't know, in a public place where there are a lot of people around, because I would like to think that if someone saw you getting your ass beat, they might at least say something or maybe alert an authority, or some people might even jump in and try to help you from not getting your ass beat. I don't know.
I mean, so here's my thing with it. Like the scariest moment. I mean, I haven't had a lot of scary moments, but like one of the scary moments, I guess. I was selling my PS4, my regular PS4,
Mhm.
because I was getting a Pro, and I was selling to somebody. Like I met at like a local Target, and like I mean, I parked in the kind of near the back, like where they would definitely know where my car was.
Yeah.
So I get up there, and like behind where I parked is this big ass truck. I mean, like I can see the guy in it. Like this dude's huge. I mean, it looks like I'm about to get probably ransacked by the fucking Big Show. Um, I mean, this lifted up truck and everything. So as I pull up and like I start getting the stuff out of my car, all I can think about is like as soon as I open up my car door and like bend down to get the PS4 out, like that's what I'm just like that's the vulnerable point. That's like you turned your back to the enemy. Now it's time to get the fatality. Like so long story short, the guy in the truck was just there to go to Target. He wasn't like the car that pulled up to buy it was like a little Toyota. Like it was like a little like worn down Toyota, and like the guy like pulled up. He was wearing his still like his mechanic's uniform, all this stuff, and like it was just so funny because when he handed me the cash, I was like, oh my god. Like my biggest thing is like with purchases over like $100, like what if they give you fake money?
Yeah, I mean, you really honestly don't have any way to know that. That's
I
that's
mean,
why I've been taking PayPal. I know that they could like dispute it and say, because you can, and
yeah.
it's actually buyer's protection on there more than anything. But I think that most people,
Are
if you're not
genuine.
if you're not selling like a super high commodity, super crazy like a PS5, I wouldn't even try to sell a PS5 right now
Well,
unless I was personally selling it to somebody that I knew. So,
well,
and,
that's
and the
kind of how
only
I
way
felt.
that I would do that is if I had one. Somehow I managed to get two and I didn't need it, and I would just sell it to him for what I got it for.
Well, that's how I felt about the my computer that I sold. That second PC that I sold.
Hmm.
Um, I sold it for like $800 or something like that. Like that's a lot of cash. I mean, that's a lot of cash. One, it was something that I spent my own money on. It wasn't like it was just like, oh man, I had some extra money laying around. So you know, if I
It's
lost
not.
it,
I mean, $800 is more money than most people I think carry around on them on a daily basis. I mean, unless you're like
oh, I
a
know.
celebrity or
But
something. I mean,
for
the average
well,
person probably know.
yeah, well, for me, it was more like I don't. I would hate for something to happen because like $800 out of my pocket. I was making about $100 off the machine. The rest was going back to the parts I just spent
Yeah,
money on.
yeah. It wasn't. It wasn't
So
even all profit on the machine. You made
yeah,
very little on it.
yeah. So it came down to that, and I'm just like, man, meeting people like I wanted somebody else to go with me. Now they were totally willing, like, well, I'll meet you in a public place, and they actually were really really nice people. They actually called me like later that night because her son was like 12 years old, 13 years old, and wanted to set up a Twitch stream
Hmm.
and how to do it. And because like I was chatting with this person because she asked me questions. She was like, oh, you know, like she was asking me a ton. She was like, well, do you build PCs for a living and all this stuff? And I said, like, it's more of a hobby than a living. But I like Twitch stream and I do software engineering and all this stuff. And she's like, well, will you help my son set up a Twitch stream? She was actually to the point where she actually messaged me about a week ago to build another PC for her. She wants me to build one for her other son that's in college.
Like I said, man, most people out there are not the scum of the earth. Most people are
It's just that
genuinely good
it's just
people.
it's just like it's the price that you're selling it for.
Sure.
So what I told her for this, I said, um, for your next computer, because she said it's going to be more money. It's going to be about like a $1,700 build.
Yeah.
I said I want you personally to buy it all at Micro Center
Yep.
and have me pick it up. Because I said
Yeah.
that's a big loss for me if anything does happen. Like I don't
Yeah.
know you, you don't know me. It's just easier. And like I said,
That
you
way,
know,
you don't have anything vested in it.
yeah.
You don't
And
mind
I'm
helping somebody out, but it's going to
oh
be
yeah.
their money and their parts that you're allowed to go pick it up. This way, if you don't just get stuck with this, I mean, not that you could find somebody to buy the computer, but you're talking almost $2,000 in a machine out of your own
We're,
pocket.
I mean, yeah. I mean, when it comes to that kind of stuff, like you got to think like you want to get all your money back out of it. You don't want to, lose any. And people are
No,
going to negotiate with you. Like if you tell somebody I just built a fresh new build, they're not going to be like, "Oh, they didn't get on this computer at all." No, they probably like you could say I just opened it up out of the packaging and put it together and they
yeah,
would still be like
they'd be like, "Well, I'm gonna. How about 15?
15, 14.
How about 12.50?"
Yeah, like well, people were asking me like for trades. And I'm like, "No, I will
There's a
not
lot of
trade you.
people that do that. There's a lot of people that trade stuff for other things. I don't, but
Give me a first edition Charizard PSA 10
well,
and,
the
and you
one
can
guy
have it."
he was selling well he had an extra PS5 and he said he wanted to trade it for like retro stuff. I don't know why, but he knew but he valued his PS5 at like $1,500 and I was like, no. I mean, I probably have
You know
$500
how
worth of
much
retro
stuff
stuff around here.
you know how much stuff that would be in retro?
It depends on what it is. I mean, I've got a couple of
Yeah.
retro games on GameCube that are worth a couple $100 a piece. So,
Yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah. Uh yeah,
and I would probably consider trading them
yeah.
if I could get the PS5 for $500, not 1,500.
I'd even go 600.
I think
I'd
for trade, I'd be willing to give a little bit more to get it. Yeah, if it was brand new, because
yeah.
it's not cash. That's money I've already spent.
Uh I'm not even gonna read
So,
that
so
comment.
I mean, I've had some pretty interesting dealings with people on like Facebook Marketplace. The one guy I
Yeah.
actually ended up buying stuff off of him more than once. I didn't realize it was the same guy. He put up stuff. The one time I bought some GameCube games off of him, and then that was last year. And then this year I bought some Zelda, Game Boy, and DS games off of him. And it was the same guy, and I knew it was the same guy because he said, "Hey, when we got done doing our sale thing, he's like, "Do you have any of the original Pokemon cards?" And I was like, "Yeah, I've got a bunch of them." He goes, "Do you want to sell them?" I was like, "I don't know where they are at the moment, and even if I did, I don't think I want to sell them right now." So like a year goes by, I buy these Zelda games off of him, and he didn't remember me. He asked me the same question. He's like, "Yeah, I'm looking into getting like some of the old WotC
Yeah.
um, Pokemon cards," and I said, I'm not really into selling them, but I have some. And when I was telling someone that I've got, he's like, "Oh, I'd give you so much money for those." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"But I kind of don't want to get rid of them." But thanks. Kaylee says, "Where's the Thanksgiving decorations?"
That's what's hard about Thanksgiving. There's not a lot. There's
I
not a
mean,
lot
I
for
got Boob in the back there, and I still got Michael Myers mask back there. Like this room stresses me out because this is going to be one of the last rooms that I get done because this is where I'm storing all the stuff that I don't have a home for right now. So this room stresses me out. The computer's going to be out of here pretty soon, I think. So I don't know, Kaylee. I'm sure. I mean, I've seen a couple pictures that you post on Instagram on your stories and stuff, and your house looks. I didn't have any doubt that your house would look really nice, though.
yeah.
So, oh,
You
she
mean
meant
on
like on the stream. We don't have any fall leaves on
oh
us or anything, but we do go all out for Christmas, though.
yeah, so I'm thinking about putting so like this room needs some work to it. A little bit. Because I'm gonna paint the walls. Starting probably pretty soon. I think I'm gonna paint in here. I
Nice.
don't know, but I don't know what I'm gonna do because I'm gonna have to really rip up my wall a little bit.
You'll be fine.
About that's a whole nother story.
It'll be all right. Let's
Uh,
see, Jess and Nick's. I know my Instagram is Animal Crossing, but Zelda is my favorite game series.
just grab some leaves and staple them to the
I'll
house.
be really honest, Jess. Out of all the games I've played, I mean, I love Animal Crossing. I love Pokemon. I'm a huge Mario fan. I love Final Fantasy. I would say that Zelda's my all-time favorite game series too. Like
Yeah,
out of all the games I've ever played, it would probably be a tie between that and as silly as it is, I love the Punch Out series. There's not as many games to choose from in the Punch Out series, but I love Zelda. I think I'm only maybe one or 2 games away from having every single Zelda game that's ever been put out. Which it's taken me a few years to get them, but I have managed. So I think I'm missing the ones from the N64 era. I have obviously emulators of them, and I have the remakes that they did on 3DS, but I'd like to have the original cartridges.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
we're at 11 people on stream. That's awesome. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Sure.
What's everyone's just Thanksgiving Day plans as we're going to be kind of rolling through here for another probably 15, maybe 20 minutes, then we're going to wrap this up.
I sent you a message only because I needed to remember it. It's for after the podcast, but
You sent me what kind of message?
it's on Twitter. It's on Twitter.
Okay.
I just knew I didn't want to pick up my phone. I just
No, it's totally fine.
But so guys, I don't know. We kind of talked about this last week and a little bit the week prior, and probably have talked about this multiple times in the course of the 68 episodes we've had.
68 episodes. Bravo us. Bravo us.
Yeah, can we get some clapped emotes in the spam? like spam some clap emotes for us.
Hey, we've actually made money doing this. Where has Trudy been? She's been.
Where is our bank account?
Well, considering that I don't even see her in the chat and we're at 11 viewers is pretty good. So
yeah, for sure.
This has actually been one of the better turnouts we've had in a while. So hey, we really appreciate everybody for showing up.
For sure. Now, so for you guys, and I'm only curious because, I mean, I think it's something we've talked about. Would you guys be interested in seeing us open up Pokemon cards? Like, hear me out, and if you're skeptical, but have you guys been seeing how much Pokemon cards are kind of blowing up right now in the world?
They're kind of a really big deal.
Yeah,
especially
like
the old retro packs. And Yu-Gi-Oh too. Yu-Gi-Oh is another one that's like really a big deal right now too.
Yep, Yu-Gi-Oh. But those challenger boxes or whatever they are, what are they? Championship boxes?
Champion's Path.
Champion's Path. If you guys find any, send us where.
Yeah, because
we
you saw two.
I
saw two, and then I went that day and they were gone.
Yeah. So we are on a quest to find them, and we are going to open them. Because I personally I want to get into that kind of market. I really do. Like, I want to mess with it a little bit.
Do you want to mess with Pokemon cards?
Not play. Like,
I know you like
strictly to make money.
Strictly collect, right? Collect and sell.
Collect and sell. Like, I would love to do it.
I think you got to know what you're getting into, but
like
I can set you up with some retro sellers who sell old packs all the time.
I don't know how you go about selling it. Like, do you sell okay? So say a card's worth $50. Okay, if I bought this card at a card shop, it's $50.
Yep.
Is that how you sell it?
Do
you sell it at 50 or do you sell it cheap?
I think that it depends on who you are. Like, so if you're nobody, no, I think you try to get maybe a little bit less because they can go to any shop in the world and pay $50 for it.
Yeah.
But I think that if a card's worth 50 and you try to get 40 out of it, I mean, you're still at $40. Like, what do you want?
Yeah.
I think though that if you're dealing with trades or if you're dealing with like store credit or something like that, then your card's only going to be worth. If it's a straight up trade, it's just whatever it is.
Yeah, let me see here.
We have a shop locally that you probably don't know of, but they actually sell Pokemon singles now. They buy and sell, but they're only going to give you about half. Let's see. I just overheard a Target employee yesterday saying the same guy comes in every day and buys out all of their stock of old Pokemon cards. Yeah, I know. It's like the same 2 or 3 people that do it in almost every store.
So with this, like, there's a whole bunch of people out there so these boxes on TCG Player, if you want to buy them, are $64 a piece.
Yeah.
But if you buy them at like Target, they're like $50, $40.
I think they're 40 or 50.
It says 50.
Which I'll be honest with you, $65 is not a terrible markup on them.
But I'm just like sitting there. I'm like,
Pokemon's going to print more of them. They said that. They said we're going to keep printing them.
But if you sell fast and just get out of there quick,
The thing is you never know what thing they're going to put out that's going to be worth money. You could buy tons of packs and
Oh, I
sit on
wouldn't buy.
them
I mean, I
and
wouldn't
not
buy
open
pack.
them, and you just
Yeah.
hold them for a few years, and then you go to look at the value of them. They're not worth anything.
My personal opinion is I want to get at least 2 of these boxes, 2 to 3 of them, completely sealed.
Yeah,
Never even open them because
I'm still looking for them. Like I'm a collector. I don't really play.
it's just not. It's not even for the fact of like I said, I'm not gonna play with them, but there's like cool stuff inside. Like there's a coin, there's sleeves, there's all this stuff that
Yeah, there's
goes with the
sleeves. They
box.
have
It's
like an energy pack. Like I mean, I think the game is fun. I think it's a cool game,
yeah,
but I have enough hobbies. You know what I mean? Like I don't need another game to play.
yeah,
But I
because
like Pokemon. I really do. I've always thought it was a lot of fun. Our biggest thing is that there's not a lot of people around here that play it,
yeah,
but they're
I
buying
mean,
the shit out of it. They just don't play it.
well, with that, I mean, there's because there comes with 10 packs, one full art Charizard V card featuring him, 65 sleeves, 45 energy cards, a player guide token, 6 counter damage dice. Like, it's really cool. Like, it's a cool set. I don't know all the cards, like,
I
but there's a
actually
lot of
think that they
lot of
remind me
valuable
of
cards.
they remind me of the old fat packs, right? The old fat packs for Magic, with the biggest difference being that they actually give you like a promo
Yeah,
inside the box, which that's awesome. Like Magic never gave you a promo. If they did, it was some promo that you didn't want. It was like a foil land or something. This is a promo that's actually really good, and it's from a popular character. And those packs that are in that box, the only place that you can get those packs are in gift sets and in that Elite Trainer box. You can't buy them. You can't just go and buy just a pack of that set. You can't
yeah.
just go and buy a booster box of that set.
Well, people were saying like the Sword and Shield ones, if you find those, like it's pretty insane what like the cards are worth in some of them. That is insane. Okay, so if you open up a Rainbow Charizard VMAX, 410 beads
Yeah, well, like I
for a
said, you
$40 box.
yep. But you gotta crack one open and find it. You know what I mean? Like
But like think you got 10
it's
boxes to do it. You got 10 boxes, 100
if
packs.
you gotta find 10 boxes to do it. That's the thing, man. Like these other guys, and even Target has gotten a little bit better because on their gift boxes and stuff, they've started putting limits on them. Like you can only buy one
I
per
just
family per day.
oh,
And Jess is right. Like you have to have deep pockets if you're going to start collecting and investing, because I feel like if you get into this just for the sole thing of trying to make money, you're not going to get any enjoyment out of it. I feel like you have to at least collect it. There has to be some stuff there or something that you would want to keep from it, because you're going to get stuck with a lot of stuff that you don't want.
I just sell it off. Personally, I just sell it.
So
No.
I think that you got to go from it with a little bit of a collector's attitude, not a player's attitude. I think going at it like with baseball cards or anything, I think if you go at it with a collector's attitude, that's the better attitude to have than I'm going to try and make money on this stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
So if
Um,
it's not something that you want to get stuck with or whatever, I wouldn't even like mess with it. But if you kind of like Pokemon cards anyway, then cool. I say do it if you already kind of like them and you're like, I'm gonna try it. Maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe I'll sell some packs. Maybe I'll sell some cards. I'll make some money. But if I
well,
don't, I'm not upset
well,
about it.
well. Here's the funny thing about it. If I'm reading this right, one full art promo card featuring. So you get the Charizard V.
Yeah, it's in the box, guaranteed.
It's a $400 card.
Maybe. I think there's
No,
two different. I think there's two different versions of that card.
I mean, if it's the one that you get out of the box,
You
you're
get one of the
telling.
full art promo ones in there, but I don't know if it's the rainbow one.
Oh, no, this is the black one,
I don't, dude. I don't know. I just know that
dude.
there wouldn't be a $400 card in the box, and then people are selling the collector's box for $65. Doesn't make any sense. It's not guaranteed.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say, 'cause I was like
I think
looking at it, I was like,
I think the promo that comes in the box is worth as much as the box. I think it's worth like $40.
yeah,
But from the
I don't know.
packs, there's the potential to get the rainbow one that's worth like $400.
It's just cool. It's just cool to look at like all the like Champions Pass, Sword and Shield, like Sword and Shield ones. There's some There's some real expensive ones in there. Like
Pokemon is at its like pinnacle, and I think that it's really funny. All the people, these like they hate them, right? And they're talking about how bad Sword and Shield was, and how terrible Sword and Shield was, and how Pokemon's dead, and blah blah blah. Pokemon Sword and Shield is one of the best selling games on the Switch. It brought more people into the game. Pokemon's as popular as it ever has been. And if you weren't a fan of Sword and Shield, it doesn't matter because those Sword and Shield packs are selling like crazy. They're selling like crazy. They can't
yeah,
keep them on the shelves. The problem is it's not trading thing anymore. People are like you. You want to pay the premium.
trying to
Yeah.
think because I mean, yeah, but I mean, like I said, I mean, one, I enjoy opening packs. Like I forever will have enjoyment out of that. Like I don't care what I get out of the pack. It's just the fact of holding it in your hand and just going.
Well, like I said, I wouldn't mind getting some. If we can find some of those, I definitely would open them because I like the cards. If we don't open anything money out of the cards, I mean, I'm willing to keep some of the cards. I don't really care. Especially if we don't open up any of the money cards. Now, I did buy. This was the first time I've ever bought one, and in fact, it's actually the first box of cards I bought for Magic. Hey, there's Trudy. Thanks for the like, Trudy. Um,
Yeah,
it's the first box of packs of cards I've bought in a while, and I bought a collector's edition of the new Commander Legends set. And I mean, I hit money out of that. I got a ton of cool stuff out of it. The box was expensive. It was, I think the suggested retail on it was $280. I did not pay 280. I
yeah,
paid less than that, but I still paid over $200 for this box. And it only came with 12 packs, but there was a lot of foils, there was a lot of rares. I ended up getting an average of 5 rare and or mythic rares from every pack. So I felt like that was pretty good value. I got a bunch of full arts, and I got some cool cards that I will play with. So overall, I felt the value of the box for me was it was fine. If I hadn't opened up all the cool cards that I got out of it, the box in value was at least even. But I actually hit money on a few of them. I opened up about $450 worth of cards out of the box, and then I opened up a full art extended promo of Mana Drain, and that card's worth like $300 right now. So out of my $200 investment, I opened up like $700 worth of cards, and it was scary. I didn't buy the box in the hopes that I was going to make money off of it. I mean, I play Magic, so but it was still cool. Like when I cracked that foil manager and I said, well, that just paid for the whole box. And I didn't even look up what the price of the card was. I was like, I guarantee you that just paid for the whole box right there. Animal Crossing has a card collection, 500 villagers to collect. I don't collect those either. Well, the amiibo cards, I was going to get into those because anybody who watches the channel knows that I'm a huge amiibo nerd. I have every amiibo that's ever been put out as far as a figure, with the exception of like 6, and they're the ones that just they're harder to find. They cost more money than I want to spend, but
yeah.
I'm a huge amiibo person. Love them. I wanted to get the cards and they re-released them, but God, like $6 a pack, just for 6 cards or something. Like it's just that's a lot. And then
Yeah.
what do I do with all the duplicates? I don't know anybody that trades them, or I could trade them. So when the cards were scarce, I did a thing I'm not proud of, and I got online and I bought some of those fake NFC tags, and they work great in the game. But I do like the Animal Crossing cards, and if I happen to see some in the store,
That's
I
that's
probably will pick some up. But
that's what
eh.
I would have done.
Well,
I'm shooting for
I mean, I got a
silly.
bunch of the popular villagers, and it was cool. But I have all the Animal Crossing figures. But the
Yeah.
cards are actually more useful in the game than the figures, which is kind of weird because they usually push for the figures. But I don't know. So if anybody wants to get me Christmas presents, I will be accepting any and all Amiibo Animal Crossing packs of cards because I don't personally want to pay $6 a pack for them, but I won't be upset if I get a bunch of those sent to my house
on
um,
on on accident.
on accident. So yeah, if
Yeah.
you want to get me, if you're like, oh, what do I get? The guy that just keeps buying everything. I own 0 Animal Crossing Amiibo cards.
I mean, that's pretty cool. I
They
mean,
have
if you get
4 series of them. Just take your pick. I don't even care. So I also will take gift cards to um, Nintendo and PlayStation and or now Xbox. I have an Xbox now, so I'll take gift cards to those places or Steam if you're not sure what to get me because I do buy a lot of games. Jess says
uh,
I can trade with you for the postage might be expensive. Got to get it back to the UK. I'd be willing. I mean, I don't know which ones you have or which ones you're looking for, but if I end up getting some and you need some, I mean, I'd be willing to. I don't. I think that'd be kind of fun. Something to look forward to. So, I think that's pretty cool. So, I don't know. What else you got going on this week? Cold War came out.
Yeah. So it's not overall bad. I mean, skill-based matchmaking sucks.
What is
Should def-
all right? So you've put in how many hours on Cold War? Would you say so far since it came out?
15, 20 hours.
All right.
Probably.
So what is your overall verdict on the game as a whole? Is it better or worse than the last Black Ops?
I mean, my opinion on the game is like I think the maps, they need work on the maps. I think the maps is a little bit suspect when it comes to how big they are, slash like just the play style of the maps. Um, some weapon tuning, but that's just expected. It's a new game. I
Mhm.
mean, to see what everybody's running and what they're using and all that stuff matters. But the other thing, I think the big thing is just like how skill-based matchmaking is really messing with the game. It goes to show that there's no pro that plays in the league has a 2.0 KD or higher because of skill-based matchmaking in public matches. So a guy like me plays against pros in my match.
So
So
I mean, you're winning
it
sometimes, right?
I mean, you win, but what I'm trying to say is like it's not fun. Like you have to sweat. You have to be sweaty, and like you have to play you literally have to play like you're playing a pro match. To where it's
Okay.
not, but it's not like a public match. It's not just like, hey, I'm gonna get on and have fun. Like I'm just getting on. Like for me, when I play pubs, I just play to have fun with it. I don't sit around and just like, oh my god, I just want to destroy everybody. Like no, I just get on there. Like I have
Frankly,
fun.
I don't care. I
Yeah.
feel like the matchmaking will sort itself out after a little while.
Well, here's the problem. If you take skill-based matchmaking out of the game and add a ranked play in, then you don't need skill-based matchmaking in pubs. That's my personal opinion on it, but I think the game is good. For the casual player, it's nice because you're going to play a lot more people around your skill level. You're not going to really run into those people that are just disgusting at the game. It makes it fair for everybody, I guess, in a way. But at the same time, like pubs, when you hit a certain point, it's very, very sweaty. It's very, very tough. You feel like you're playing at a tournament for $1 million. That's what it feels like when you're
So,
playing.
uh, matchmaking and online multiplayer side, how is the campaign? Have you checked the campaign out at all?
Campaign's solid. I mean, it's going off Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. So this is like the third part of the chapter, I guess, if you want to call it that. Chapter 3 of
What
it.
about Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4?
Those are all futuristic. Black Ops 4.
They took place in the future.
Black Ops 3 was like jetpacks and futuristic.
I know. I that was the last Call of Duty game I bought. Was Black Ops 3.
And then Black Ops 4 was futuristic takeout jetpacks. Like it was like the brother sister to Black Ops 3. But this one takes place right after Black Ops 2. Yeah. At least I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
And have you checked out Zombies at all?
Zombies is sweet. The big thing I can say is so there's a strategy, obviously, when you play zombies and stuff, that for people that are going for those high rounds, like 150, 300, because I think the record right now is 300 in like 25 rounds in zombies, which is insane. But they're doing the Ring of Fire strat, where the problem with that strat is since you're doing it so much, the game's not meant to go that far.
Right.
So you get frame issues, you get like your game will crash.
I mean, they'll fix it.
No, your game will crash.
Absolutely. It's more assets on the screen than it was designed to have. I mean,
but then the people will get mad and it makes your game look bad because your game's crashing.
They will. They'll fix it.
Yeah. Yeah, 147 because of errors, like people blue screening.
They'll fix it.
Yeah, I mean the Easter eggs are awesome. Some of the like the camos in the game, which everybody loves camos. The camos are sweet for zombies, so it's giving people more incentive to play the zombies in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really cool. I would say zombies is a definite checkout. Like, and if you're not a big multiplayer person, zombies is so much fun. Get a group of 4
So
guys to play with, and it's a blast.
so how do you rate the zombie portion of the game? Because Call of Duty really is anymore. It's basically like 3 different games, and they kind of roll them all up into one. So
So
how would you rate the zombie portion on a 10-point scale in
a
comparison to all the previous other zombie iterations of the game?
see what sucks is like everybody has a strat for zombie.
Yep.
I mean, it's very unlikely for now, like for a person like me, if I got to round like 27 or something like that, like I'd be impressed because I never played zombies. I never played it like I'm gonna call it competitively, but like in a sweaty type manner. Like
Sure.
it was always get on. Hey, I got an hour or two to kill.
It was something
I
that you
would
guys used to do sometimes just to kill time in between waiting for a real game.
Yeah, so I would give it a solid 8, 8 or
Okay, 8
9.
out of 10.
I mean,
And the campaign, how would you rate the campaign as far as
I love every campaign.
so
There's not been
the
one
campaign's
campaign
good.
there's not been one campaign that I've been disappointed when it came to Call of Duty. Like the action, I mean, I still get the feels from Modern Warfare 2 campaign. It's awesome.
I remember that you used to be pretty hyped up for them. Yeah.
They're just
So
fun. Like,
how is the campaign overall? How would you rate it on a 10-point scale?
see, I haven't got to dive really deep into it. I
Okay.
just know the campaign as well, and like I have high hopes for him every time. There's always, it's always fun. It's always crazy. Like Modern Warfare, I mean, they had to have warnings in there because it could feel it's like they made the game as real as it could be. Like when it came to like this stuff could happen in today's manner.
Mhm.
It wasn't, you know, like there was a scene where you raid a house and like you have babies screaming and all this stuff. You have like unsuspected like, you know, I guess terrorists in a way. Like the one, if you don't shoot the girl, she'll try to stab you or and kill you. Like there's and like defuse a bomb. Why this girl's guiding you how to defuse the bomb? If you just like, oh fuck it, I'm just gonna cut all these wires, like it blows up. Um, like the whole like Piccadilly. Piccadilly is an actual place in the world. And like the whole map was designed off of Piccadilly, and the whole like terrorists like taking over and stuff like that. Like it was like a very emotional game, I guess. If you would, I mean, it could be scarring to some, but I mean, I think all the campaigns are awesome. I don't have any complaints to the campaigns. So my personal opinion. There we go.
Yeah, it's so overall on the game, for anybody that's like, I'm putting this on my Christmas list, or I was thinking about picking this up for myself. What would you, just an overall rating on a 10-point scale for the whole experience? What do you give it right now? Considering that if you get it for the multiplayer, you're saying that the maps and stuff need a little bit of work, but they're still fun. It's not like they're unfun.
Yeah, skill-based matchmaking, just tone it down a little bit. You don't even have to take it out. But I think if you add a rank play into the game, like a rank play, league play, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
just take skill-based matchmaking out, leave it in the rank play. Just have pubs be fun. Not so, because that's the same thing that a lot of people bitched about Fortnite about, was the skill-based matchmaking. They added it in to pubs, and even though they had an arena already in place to where you'd play with people around your level, it just like it doesn't make sense to me on why to do the skill base, but I think it's good. I think the overall game 7.5.
Okay, I mean that's pretty solid considering that it just came out.
Yeah.
And I feel like honestly, most of them have been hovering right around for the whole experience between like 7.5 and 9. I don't.
No,
Anyone that's
I
like
don't think so. I don't think so.
any of them that's like, oh, this is a 10 game. No.
As a Call of Duty fan, I've played them all. I've bought every Call of Duty since I can remember. Um, Modern Warfare was probably one of the biggest disappointments out there.
The remaster.
No, 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 no. Modern Warfare, the one that came out last year.
Okay.
And the reason being is the only thing that saved Modern Warfare was Warzone. That was it. Without Warzone, Modern Warfare would have died. I firmly believe in that. Because you had content creators hating the game. And when Warzone came out, content creators switched to that because it was actually fun. aside from overpowered guns in there, like there was a ton of factors, but it was just so bad. The multiplayer was so bad. The guns were just so bad. There was just so many bad things. Like I would rate Modern Warfare a 5 or lower last year. If Call of Duty was trying to shoot themselves in the foot and completely ruin their game, it was last year. Personally, that's my personal opinion. That might be a strong take because I take the game probably way too serious. But
Well, I mean, you've actually gone and played the game professionally more than
yeah,
once. It's not like you've only done this once or twice. Like you've played tournaments. Uh,
yeah,
but between the two of us, you're the only one with any sort of professional gaming experience. Even though I have
oh yeah,
entered like local tournaments and stuff, I would never consider myself a professional player at anything.
yeah.
Even back in my prime when I was playing Guitar Hero and I was going to bars and stuff and playing Guitar Hero, I would not consider myself a professional Guitar Hero player.
Yeah,
But
after seeing some of these videos of people doing like through the fire and flames on 150 speed and
yeah,
200
no,
speed,
it's
I'm like,
like I bow down. I'm not worthy. I'm scum. Like it's
yeah, oh
and,
yeah.
and like I like to think that I'm pretty good. So have you checked out Fuser at all?
I did. So I watched Austin Creed from New Day. If you don't know who that is, check him out.
WWE, right?
Yeah, WWE, but he runs like a gaming channel. Big nerd. Like goes to all these cons, all this stuff. Like you'd be shocked how many people in the WWE are big ass nerds. Um,
Actually, I'm really not. I think that up until probably about 10 years ago,
yeah,
it was kind of like there were a lot of celebrities and athletes and stuff that didn't admit that because it
yeah,
wasn't considered cool.
yeah.
But I feel like as tech and stuff like cell phones and mobile gaming and stuff has gotten bigger and video games have become like these big productions now. Like this is how people escape.
Yeah.
Some
So
people
his
don't go to the theater. They go home and they buy the new Elder Scrolls game, or they go home and they buy the new Red Dead Redemption, and they go home and they play that for 5 or 6 hours, every couple of days, and that's their movie time.
so his channel up down down or yeah, I think that's what it is. He streamed it. He streamed Fuser. They allowed him. They gave him
Well, they said that as long as you have the game up, and
yeah.
as long as you're not trying to just make it about playing one particular song that you like, and you're actually trying to play the game, you probably won't get hit with a DCMA from Twitter.
Well, so what he did, he played. What he did that was smart, he didn't save the past broadcast,
No, don't save it.
and
Just let it die.
he didn't save the past broadcast, and he didn't allow people to clip. So nobody could
Uh,
clip anything with it.
it's very iffy about the game because I know
Yep.
that the people at Fuser, they're the same people that made Rockstar or Rock
Yeah.
Band, and they wanted people to be able to play the game. So when you start mixing and mashing all these things together, it doesn't even really sound like the song that you started out with. So like you might start playing a song by, Blue Oyster Cult, Don't Fear the Reaper, and you add one other thing to it, Twitch isn't going to pick that up because you're not playing Don't Fear the Reaper anymore. You're playing Don't Fear the Reaper with the one of Shania Twain's songs on top
Yeah.
of it. It no longer looks the same. So I mean, I bought Fuser the week that it came out, and I played it quite a bit on PS4. Half your face is cut off, by the way.
I know.
Uh,
I was looking at this picture real quick. I couldn't see it.
so I like it quite a bit. I thought about streaming it, but I tell you, it's actually not easy. It's not an easy game to play. I like rhythm games and I like music games. I'm kind of a sucker for them, but trying to just get through the campaign is actually challenging. Like it's
Yeah.
kind of difficult, but I'm having fun with it. So I may pop on and try and do a stream with it and
Nothing wrong
take
with that.
take take some requests from people, and it's actually really fun. Like I was surprised at how well it works, how well the songs actually mix together because I know nothing about being a DJ and I have like zero desire to actually do that as a
Yeah.
profession.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. You might become the next Marshmallow.
I mean, mad props to anybody that does that for a living because just doing this little tiny bit and then watching a couple of the people who actually do it for a living, like it's hard. It's not an easy thing. Like there's definitely some skill involved in that. So plus you just have to have an ear for it. Like
Um,
it has to make sense. You have
yeah.
to have rhythm. You have to have you have to be musically inclined or it won't make any sense what you're doing. It'll just sound terrible.
Oh, for sure.
So, but I did end up picking up the new Call of Duty. I told you that I'm sort of a glutton for pain, and
We'll have
considering
to
that
play zombies.
the last Call of Duty I bought was Black Ops 3.
Yeah.
You guys all got me into that. I think
Well,
I think I got a 4-person kill once. And you guys all of a sudden thought I was good at the game, and I'm not. I'm terrible at the game. So
I was gonna tell you, what are you doing tonight?
tonight I'm probably installing Call of Duty because it takes forever.
So after you finish, do you want to get with me, my dad, Danny, and you, and we'll play zombies?
Yeah, I'll shoot zombies. That sounds fun.
Okay, sounds good. That's the plan.
Yeah, that sounds really fun. I wasn't gonna get it, and even you asked me, you're like, "Why did you buy that?" I'm like,
Here's the thing:
I
if you play just zombies, then it's totally fine to get. There's
I
people
felt
that have dedicated their time just to
I
the
felt
campaign
like
and
I'd
zombies.
want to play the campaign, and I felt like I'd play zombies, and
Go
if
100%.
if I don't like do the multiplayer stuff, I really don't care.
Yeah, I feel it. There's a lot of people, like I said, there's people that just play zombies. That's all they play. That's their
I'm not
multiplayer.
good at shooting games. I never have been.
Yeah.
And all right, so I went back and was playing like Doom Eternal on my computer, and guess what? I'm not very good with a keyboard and mouse. So it doesn't matter which kind of controller I'm playing with, keyboard and mouse, computer. It's about the same. They're
Takes
both pretty
practice.
terrible. So
If you had as many hours as I do on games, you'd be fine.
there's
Like,
some games that I have way more hours at than you
but
on, shooters no.
Yeah, that's what I'm
No,
talking about.
I'm
Shooters.
telling you what, man. I have more hours on some of the old Street Fighter games than you probably have on any one Call of Duty. I played
That's
those
probably
and Mortal Kombat, like the
I
original,
mean,
like the first 2 or 3 Mortal Kombats. I probably played Mortal Kombat 3 for 10,000 hours. Man, no lie, I probably played it that many times. I love it. I can go into an arcade today and throw a
yeah,
quarter in the machine and beat almost anybody at it.
confidence right there. I like
Yeah,
that.
if anybody wants to go to the arcades when they open back up, there's the 8-bit arcade in wherever we can play Combat 3, and I promise you, I will beat your ass at Combat 3. I'm pretty good at it.
I respect
So,
it. All right.
but
Well,
let's see. I think that's it for today. Yeah.
yeah, we're coming out on time because I got some afternoon, evening plans for a little bit. Like I gotta
Uh,
spend a gotta take the dog. Well, I gotta train the dog.
yeah. Let's see. The only game I'm
If I
that
don't train,
confident
if
in is Smash Bros. I suck at that game. I'm
I
trash
suck,
at
but I
Smash
never gave it
Bros.
I never gave it a shot.
It's fun. Jess, if you ever want to play sometime, I'll let you whoop me at that. I'm not very good.
Yeah. All right. Well,
All right, guys and gals, boys and girls all around the world, we're done for this
Yep.
week.
yep.
We got a lot of topics in, so
Yep. Those two nerds, episode 68. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. We'll see you this upcoming Sunday as long as plans commit to it. We're not dead from COVID. We appreciate you guys all so much. But I am Vera Coach.
and I am Nictus from Nictus Plays Games.
And that is all, folks. Have a great rest of your evening. Watch some football. Eat some pizza. I don't know. Do something. Get some KFC
Get some KFC.
or Popeyes or some chicken, Chick-fil-A. It don't matter. Whatever you got.
I think the key here is to get some chicken.
Honestly, I really want some KFC, but eating KFC by yourself is just not the same.
It's just not the same, man. It's not.
What if I bring KFC and bring it over to you? Would you eat with me?
It's 10:30 there, dude. I just made this giant pot of tuna noodles. I don't want KFC.
Can I come over and get some?
You can come over and get some tuna noodles. I got mashed potatoes left too. Come get them.
Freaking starving. I'll see what I have. I do have some noodles, and I do have cream and mushroom, and I do have tuna.
But you
I
have to
can do
cook it. It's not real hard. It's really easy.
Yeah, I mean we're.
I could walk you through the steps. It would take you less than like 30 minutes to make it. It would take you
Alright,
less
well-
time to make it than it would to come over to my house and get mine, which I already made.
Sounds good. Well, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you guys all so much. Seriously, we love you guys. And keep showing that support. Follow us on all socials. Twitch.tv/VeraCoach. Nictus Plays Games on Facebook. Nictus Plays Games on Twitch. And those two nerds on YouTube. And if you guys need those, just watch Spaz VOD. You'll find them.
Or send us messages. We'll give you links.
Hint, it's down in the bottom right.
We'll give you links to any of our socials, Twitter, Twitch, whatever, wherever. We're all over the internet. So
We appreciate it, guys. Thank you guys all so much. Have a great rest of your evening.
later, guys.